Christ saying, don't worry about any of that stuff. That's all fake. What's real is who your character is. MLK having a modern day paraphrase of that message, and everybody agrees with it. Except for race Marxists. Race Marxists who say you have to have diversity, you have to have quotas of certain people's races. You just saw it on TV there. You're not allowed to say words if your skin's a certain color. What? It's regressive. You might say, actually, saying you're not allowed to speak if your skin's a different color, that kind of reminds me of some of the worst policies or some of the most horribly racist things that have happened in eras past in human history. Yeah. But it's rearing its ugly head back today. And you just saw it with Nancy Mace. Nancy Mace isn't allowed to say certain words or do certain things because of her skin color. How is that progressive? It's regressive. It's race Marxism, which is actually what's going on in this country. So that's what you're up against. And we disavow it. We disavow it. It's pernicious. And quite frankly, it's absurd. Because just yesterday, so their big argument was Kamala is racist, saying her name's Kamala. Kamala is the correct way to pronounce her name. You know, they tried to pull this stunt with Tucker Carlson like 4 years ago. I remember this clip. I remember this. I don't know exactly who it was, but a spokesperson went on Tucker Carlson's show back when Democrats would do that and like chastised Tucker Carlson for saying her name wrong, right? They're not even calling her Kami Kamala like we do. Kami Kamala. Does that make you happy? Kamala. They're not calling her Kami Kamala like we do. Joe Biden himself called her Kamala just yesterday. Watch.
And Kamala are here today to make a major announcement on their efforts to lower.
Come get your boy. Same, you know, it's amazing here. And like Nancy Mace, let me give you a piece of advice. When somebody does this to you, don't defend, right? Don't be on defense, be on offense. Always be on offense. Kind of we live by that on this program. Now, let me just say this. Like, Republicans would be very wise to learn this. Of course, ALX has the clip. Load that. You'll see how desperate they are, actually. This is the talking point. This is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, you must always be on offense because their positions are indefensible. Here's what must be said in that situation. We love Nancy Mace. I wish she was on the program. I'd give her a free training, okay? This is why Trump's got to let me be press secretary. Trump, got to let me be press secretary, all right? It'll be so much fun. I'll last like 24 hours before they burn the place down because they're all Antifa members. You have to flip it back around on them. Use their rules against them. Alinsky tactics, rules for radicals. Use their rules against them. Oh, it's racist to say her name wrong? Oh, I apologize. Here, how about I apologize for that, and why don't you answer for why Kamala worked for a guy that says you're not black unless you vote for me? Is that racist? Joe Biden called Barack Obama a clean black man who's well-spoken. Is that racist? Joe Biden said that you can't go to a Dunkin' Donuts or a 7-Eleven without an Indian accent. Is that racist? Joe Biden called integrated schools racial jungles and was against busing. Kamala Harris worked for that guy as vice president. He's still in the White House. Do you disavow Joe Biden? That's how it's done. Say that on CNN and see what happens. Makeup meltdown for these people. Don't defend yourself because it's indefensible, their position. Make them eat it. Like, flip it around and shove it. That's how you do it. More Republicans come to the Benny training school here. Their positions are indefensible, okay? And when all else fails, just bring up corn pop. That's the rule of the show. When all else fails, say, hey, just a reminder that Joe Biden, in his own words, backed up by his best friend, Mouse, said that a black young man had too much pomade in his hair. This is true. Fact check all of this, please. We know we know Media Matters and everybody watches the show. So please, we beg of you, fact check this. A man named Corn Pop had too much pomade in his hair. Joe Biden calls him a offensive ethnic slur, an Esther Williams, an offensive slur, okay, that is meant to like incite him and anger him. Joe Biden misgenders him, actually, in the common vernacular. So Joe Biden misgenders Corn Pop as a lifeguard at this pool. And then Joe Biden, in preparation to fight Corn Pop, who's like a young, disadvantaged black man, goes into the shed of the pool, the utility shed, gets like rusty razor blades and chains, and prepares to fight and maybe to the death Corn Pop. To like kill him. Fact check that, Washington Post and New York Times. I beg of you. Joe Biden, it's all in Joe Biden's own words. He said it. And then like his friends at the time were like, yep, that whole story's true. So Kamala Harris worked for that guy. And Nancy Mace is sitting there having to defend whether she pronounces Kamala's name wrong? No, baby. No. You're doing it all wrong, sweetie. You sweet, sweet Christmas child. But we shall teach them. We'll teach them on this show. Okay? On our stream, we'll teach them. We bring on all these Republican members. They'll learn. They'll learn. Tucker Carlson, just to show you exactly how old this tactic is, Tucker Carlson is speaking with some human thumb who was a spokesperson for Kamala back in the day. They use this tactic against Tucker. This shows how desperate they are as they, bring this thing back up from the Frankenstein grave. Watch.
Tucker, can I just say one quick thing, because this is something that will serve you and your fellow hosts on Fox. Her name is pronounced comma, like the punctuation mark la, Kamala. Okay? Seriously, I've heard every sort of bastardization.
So
of
what?
That. That's how it is, Kamala.
Okay.
Well,
but
I think it's out of respect for somebody who's going to be on the national ticket. Pronouncing her name right is actually not. It's kind of a.
So I'm
minimum.
disrespecting her by mispronouncing her name unintentionally. So it begins. You're not allowed to criticize Kamala Harris or whatever because Kamala Harris.
Whatever.
Okay, look, I unintentionally mispronounced her name, but I love the idea that she's immune from criticism. So let me restate my question, because on this show, nobody in power is immune from criticism. Our political leaders must be held to account. That's our job.
Come on, human thumb, Mr. Clean, come on this program. I would love to have this argument with you. I would love it. Call me. Yeah, please, call me. Whoever that guy is, whoever that dumpy dork is, whoever that guy is, call me. And we'll get on the phone. We do this actually with members of Congress. We'll get on the phone. Always be on offense. Don't accept their attacks. Don't accept the premise. Use their rules against them. Humiliate them. Imagine if Nancy Mace had gone back and said, "Well, why did Kamala Harris work for the world's biggest racist?" Is that racist?